take a look at these sentences. Sentence number 1 says, if cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, then the end of the world is near. Sentence number 2 says, given that cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, the end of the world is near. And the third sentence says, cheeseburger Oreos are awesome only if the end of the world is near. Okay, now these three sentences are, again, compound sentences that are comprised of our two simple sentences, and they're expressing a relationship that's very different from the relationship of conjunction and disjunction. These sentences are expressing the relationship of implication, and we can represent that relationship with the horseshoe. The relationship of implication works like this. I'm going to take two simple sentences and I'm going to frame them in such a way that the first statement being true implies the second statement would be true. So if I read this statement, it means this. If it's true that cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, then that implies that the end of the world is near. And that's the relationship of implication. And we'll have much more to say in a lecture later on in this thought primer about the relationship of implication and how exactly to use horseshoes. But for now, what we want to recognize is that when we have statements that are commonly expressed or can be expressed as if-then statements, we're dealing with the relationship of implication, and we're going to represent that relationship using the horseshoe. So we're going to say C, horseshoe, E, and that's the equivalent of all three of these statements, even though, again, the statements kind of look a little different. That's okay. Logically, they're all equivalent, and that's what we're concerned with. So when we want to demonstrate that two statements are in a relationship of implication, we're going to use the horseshoe.